All right, let's talk about AI. It's everywhere, right? But there's this huge problem hiding in plain sight. Today, we're going to dive into the fix for one of AI's biggest, most frustrating flaws, the fact that, well, sometimes it just plain lies.
You know the feeling, I'm sure. You ask a chatbot a question and it gives you this incredibly confident, super well-written answer that is just completely 100% wrong. This is what we call an AI hallucination, and it's a massive roadblock when you actually need facts to be, factual. So, why on earth does this happen? Well, think of these large language models as having these giant brains, but just no real-time memory. They were trained on a massive snapshot of the internet that's already old news, totally frozen in time. They can't look up today's headlines, and they definitely can't access your private documents. And here's the key thing we often get wrong. They aren't built to know facts. They're built to be amazing at predicting the next most likely word in a sentence. So when they run out of facts, that prediction engine just keeps on chugging along, which gives us those answers that sound so convincing but are totally made up.
But what if? What if we could give the AI a cheat sheet? A way for it to look things up before it starts talking? Well, that is the brilliant idea behind something called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. It's a simple but game-changing shift that turns the AI from just a creative storyteller into a careful, diligent researcher.
The process itself is surprisingly straightforward. First, when you ask a question, the system goes and retrieves. It finds the relevant info from a trusted source that you provided. Then, and this part is absolutely critical, it generates an answer using only that information it just pulled up. It's basically like giving the AI an open book exam. Instead of trying to remember something from its training years ago, it has to use the approved textbook sitting right in front of it.
Let's make this super practical. Imagine you upload a product manual and ask, how do I reset this gadget? Without RAG, the AI is just going to make its best guess based on its general knowledge. It might say something like, try pressing the power button twice, which, hey, might work or it might not. But with RAG, it's a completely different story. It scans the manual you gave it, finds the exact text, and reports back, press and hold the reset button for 10 seconds until the light blinks. And it can even cite the source page. See the difference? It's not a guess anymore. It's a verifiable fact.
And this is where things get really exciting, because this approach unlocks some huge benefits. Accuracy skyrockets, because the answers are grounded in facts you provided. Trust is built right in, because you can actually check the sources. And suddenly, the AI can work with brand new, up-to-the-minute information, or even become totally personalized to your world, your company's private documents, your research, anything. This is the tech that makes things like safer medical bots or customer support that actually knows the product possible.
But there's a simple golden rule here. The AI is only as good as the information you give it. If your source material is messy or confusing or out of date, you're just going to get messy, outdated answers, but they'll be delivered with that same perfect confidence. RAG doesn't turn the AI into a universal fact checker. It turns it into a perfect mirror of the sources you give it.
So when it comes down to it, the best way to think about RAG is this. You are giving the AI its own private library. Instead of letting it wander around the vast, chaotic, and sometimes weird internet of its original training, you're handing it a curated shelf of trusted books and saying, okay, your entire world is now just this. Answer from here and only from here.
And all of this leads to a really powerful question for you. If you could build a personal AI with its own private library, filled with your work, your research, your notes, what's the very first thing you would teach it? Because that's the real potential we're talking about here. Not just a smarter AI for the world, but an AI that's an expert in the one thing that matters most: you.